WCBI News at 5 starts now.
Roughly 100 people calling for the resignation of Harry Sanders this morning at the Lowndes County Courthouse. Thank you for joining us tonight at 5. This is a look at the crowd this morning. The Lowndes County NAACP hosted a gathering after the president of the Lowndes County Board of Supervisors is quoted saying remarks that some say diminishes our black community. Now our Bobby Martinez, he joins us live from outside the courthouse. Bobby, what are people saying today?
Scott, those who attended today's gathering said they would stand for hate. And speaking to NAACP from Lowndes County President LaVon Harris, she says Sanders' comments were very hurtful and also brought up a dark time of slavery and says she is pushing for him to step down.
We done been down that history. You don't know what slavery's about. You ain't never been whooped, beat, had to get up, been raped, you know, when you want to, anytime you feel like beat, go to bed hungry. He not used to that. And Harry's living a good life, but he don't understand he living a good life off of slaves.
They also were chanting Harry Sanders must go. And on top of that, the people I spoke to today, said that they were very furious over his comments.
I just think it's important that as a white person, I show Harry Sanders that he does not speak for all of us. We need to show support for black and brown people in our city and in our country and tell them that they're not alone in this fight.
They are very hurtful, not only to the black community, but to the community as a whole. I think it sets us back into old ways of thinking that we need to get past, not as a black community, not as a white community, but as a community whole.
More details become available. We make sure to pass them along to you. Reporting live out of Columbus, Bobby Martinez, WCBI News.
All right, Bobby, thanks so much. Well, community members are concerned about the potential fallout from Sanders' comments. Earlier today, District 2 Supervisor Tripp Harston called for Harry Sanders to step down as president of the board. Harston says the county cannot reach their goals while being led by a president making those types of reprehensive comments. He says he also fears for the economic impact those statements will have.
The comments were uncalled for, inappropriate, and reprehensible. We can and must do better. I live here with my family by choice and plan to continue my efforts to contribute to the well-being of all of the citizens here. With corporations looking to relocate here or even locate here with various businesses, those type comments matter. And people take those to heart. And I am concerned about the economic development impact of those statements.
Harston voted no when the proposition of moving the Confederate monument outside the Lowndes County Courthouse came before the Board of Supervisors. That was on Monday. He says he's ready to reconsider that decision. He also says he's in support of changing the state flag. Negative views of Mississippi are challenging for people who work to bring companies and jobs to the area. In a statement today, Joe Max Higgins, the CEO of the Golden Triangle Development Link, says they are saddened and disappointed by Sanders' comments, which, quote, cast a disturbing and negative shadow on our community. The statement refers to Sanders as a, quote, partner who has contributed to the growth of our region, end quote. The letter from the link goes on to say that economic development is about creating opportunity, and to us, that means opportunity for everyone. Higgins writes, it is the job of the link to move Mississippi forward, a direction that, quote, leaves no room for such antiquated and beliefs as those expressed by our Supervisor Sanders, end quote. Now, the entire link statement is available over on our website at WCBI.com. Area economic development leaders say now is time to change the state flag, and they want the legislature and governor to take action. The Golden Triangle Development Link, also executive committee, they issued a resolution to lawmakers yesterday. In part, it says our state flag does not assist our organization and our communities to attract and grow business and industry. The resolution also says the Confederate battle emblem on our state flag serves as a visual representation of our state's divisive history. To read the full resolution, again, you can visit our website, WCBI.com. The chance for a bill to come out of the state Senate for changing the flag appears unlikely. Mississippi Today is reporting that Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann assigned the resolution to suspend the rules for lawmakers to consider changing the state flag to the Senate Constitution Committee. The online publication says the chairman of the committee, Republican Chris Johnson of Hattiesburg, does not plan to call up the resolution for consideration. This would effectively kill that legislation. He favors voters deciding on whether to change the flag. There's been no update on the progress of a similar resolution in the State House of Representatives.
Otherwise, today, as promised, another very nice day. Relatively dry air in place, just enough moisture to get a few spotty showers, especially in the West Alabama. Can't rule out another blip or two across northeastern Mississippi. There's a little batch of clouds from about Pontotoc down towards Pickens County. This is moving south, but all of that goes away this evening. A few more clouds over here in Vernon right now as we check out our Up Insurance camera network at 5:05. Temperature-wise, low to mid-80s across the board. Wind not too bad. So it's going to be a great evening around here. In the Columbus area, around 80 at 7 o'clock. Low 70s by 10. Low 60s later on tonight. So some of you will be in the low 60s, maybe a few upper 50s too. Temperatures will be warming. We'll show you that in your 70 forecast coming up.
A memorial is planned later this week for a Shannon High School student who collapsed and died during football practice. 16-year-old Jacoby Cooper died Tuesday after he collapsed at Shannon High School. Counselors, they were at the school throughout the day to talk with any students. The school will have a candlelight vigil and balloon release at 7:30 Thursday evening there at the high school. Cooper's body was sent to the state crime lab in Pearl for an autopsy to determine a cause of death. Governor Tate Reeves reminds Mississippians to continue to be on guard after 489 new COVID-19 cases are reported today. Those new cases bring the state's total to 20,600. 23 deaths are being reported as well. 16 of those deaths are from death certificate investigations. 2 of those investigation deaths are in Lee County, while 1 death was reported in Lowndes, Monroe, Octobaha, and Tishomingo counties each. Statewide, there have been 938 deaths. The health department estimates over 15,000 people in the state have recovered from the virus. There are more than 2 million cases of COVID-19 in the United States and more than 117,000 deaths. At least 19 states have seen new cases go up in the last 2 weeks. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, city officials there are getting ready to host President Trump's indoor campaign rally this weekend, even as it deals with a record number of coronavirus cases. Tom Hansen reports from New York.
As the crowd of Trump supporters grows outside the Tulsa arena where President Trump will hold a rally this weekend, local officials are urging caution as the city deals with a record increase in new coronavirus cases.
If you don't feel well, don't go.
The Be OK Center will be giving out masks and hand sanitizer and checking temperatures before people go inside, but masks won't be mandatory and social distancing is unlikely.
If you attend, wear a cloth face mask covering correctly.
At least 19 states have seen new cases go up in the last 2 weeks, and 6 states reported record increases Tuesday. That includes nearly 2,400 new cases in Arizona, more than 2,600 in Texas, and nearly 2,800 in Florida.
It's not just elderly people.
Roy Medina shut down his 2 bars in San Antonio, Texas, after he, his wife, 2 employees, and at least 10 customers tested positive.
I never once saw anybody walk into either one of my bars coughing, sneezing, looking sick.
In Montgomery, Alabama, where hospitalizations are rising sharply, the city council rejected a mask ordinance despite testimony from healthcare officials.
Until you actually mandate, because people don't believe the hype, we won't be able to stop it.
Here in New York, which had been the epicenter of the pandemic for months, the state reported its lowest daily death toll since the crisis began, and the infection rate is now lower than 1%.
We've gone from the worst infection rate in the country to the best infection rate in the country.
And in Denver, police are going door to door.
Food, sanitizer, stuff like that, okay?
Handing out supplies to struggling families. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Some of Aberdeen's elected leaders will stay the same after last night's runoff. Incumbent Police Chief Henry Randall defeated Tony Tillman by more than 200 votes. Randall has been chief for more than 10 years. Aberdeen is one of a few cities in the state to elect its police chief. In the Ward 1 runoff, Nicholas Holliday defeated Robert Duvall by 37 votes. Randall and Holliday do not have an opponent in the general election, which will be held July the 7th. A Monroe County city is looking to restore the glory of a hotel and also help attract more commercial and residential development in the process. Aberdeen Main Street has purchased the Tom Bigby Inn, which was built in the 1920s as the Parkway Hotel. In recent years, the property has fallen apart, but with the help of developers and investors, plans call for the hotel to be renovated. There will be apartments, hotel rooms, a restaurant, even a coffee shop. Aberdeen Main Street Director Ann Tackett led an effort to get contributions from the public to purchase the historic property.
I have people, former residents of Aberdeen that have not lived here in 30 years that'll send contributions, and they just say, you know, this is my town, and you know, and we want to see this happen. We want to see this historic hotel restored.
Columbus developer Chris Chain is working with Aberdeen Main Street to develop renovation plans for that project. An L-shaped addition built in the 1950s will be demolished to make room for parking and possibly a pool. We all know I like a swimming pool. All right, a fishing rodeo for kids and some other very important people. We talk with the founder of the event and what it means next.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
You're watching WCBI's News at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. Going fishing for a cause. That's the goal of Forever Outdoors. The organization takes kids, veterans, organ donors, and recipients out for some fun in the sun, all while learning about what it means to be an organ donor. Our Savannah Gato, she grabbed her fishing pole today. She's back in the studio to tell us more about the organization. Savannah.
Forever Outdoors is giving people the opportunity to fish and boat while advocating how you can save someone's life through organ donation. And since everybody has been stuck inside, it was so nice to enjoy the weather while also supporting a great cause.
It's just a good time, getting out and getting with everybody.
Getting out and enjoying with everything going on. It's just good to be outside and with everybody.
Carol Wright and her husband Finnis are taking advantage of the sunshine and fishing on a lake in Oktibbeha County. But this isn't just your ordinary fishing trip. It's a trip that helps raise awareness on a big catch, Rob Robinson is the founder of Forever Outdoors, a nonprofit that raises awareness on the importance of organ donation.
Several years ago, I donated a kidney to a farmer out in Kansas, all because I took up turkey hunting, and I came up with the idea of promoting organ donation along with outdoor adventures for special people, veterans and kids and organ donors and recipients, and just get them outdoors doing all different kinds of adventures that they might not experience otherwise, you know.
Finnis may have lost his sight, but that's not stopping him from fishing. He didn't just catch a few fish.
Oh, I don't know, 7, 8.
Probably more than that.
I
He's
don't
caught
know.
several out in the boat and 3 up from shore.
Maybe 10 or 12.
Robinson says that through the help of social networks, they have signed up over 15,000 people to be organ donors through Forever Outdoors.
Just signing people up to be organ donors and making these events happen like today is it's just a blessing, you know. You just never know how that's going to impact these folks' lives, so.
For more information on how you can help, you can visit our link for their Facebook page on our website at WCBI.com.
Father's Day is Sunday, and it's going to be a warm one, 94 degrees. Can't rule out a stray shower storm. You probably need more of a lemonade than a cup of coffee here on Saturday and Sunday for that matter. Sunday again, Father's Day. Your full forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Temperatures on the upswing today and even yesterday, not too bad, mid-80s. But as we get into tomorrow, mid to upper 80s. Your Friday mostly sunny, 92. Summer begins Saturday, 94. We mentioned Sunday, Father's Day, also 94 degrees. So it is going to be a warm weekend. Humidity levels on the increase. And by Monday and Tuesday, we really see a lot of moisture around here. And we'll actually squeeze out some of that in the form of some scattered showers and storms. Pretty dry out there today. 83, a live view in downtown Tupelo, wind at about 10 miles per hour. 88 in Louisville, Mississippi. Look at that summer sky out there looking back to the northwest. In downtown Columbus, 84 degrees. A few clouds here, and that is a rogue shower. A little bit of moisture trying to fall from that. Maybe a sprinkle light shower in some spots here over the next hour or so. And then that activity is on the way out. We'll clear things out nicely. A few more clouds over here in Vernon. And because of those clouds and some of those isolated showers, down to 75 degrees, a very nice June day. temperature-wise. Those isolated showers moving away, but still a little bit over there in Pickens County, and a few other blips being noted on radar. I think we were looking at that one to the northwest of West Point, but in general, things are on the way out. The area of low pressure is still spinning over here in the Carolinas. I want to show you the water vapor imagery, though. This is pretty cool, where we have the orange. This is dry air, where it's colored in gray and white. That's where there's a little bit more moisture in the air. And that dividing line is right overhead. So you got just east of the state line today. More clouds in Alabama, a few more showers, but for most of us, pretty dry and partly cloudy and warm. 40s and 30s across the northern Rockies right now. They had some snow over the last 24 hours here in Idaho, Montana, out towards Yellowstone. So a little different world out there. For us, mainly clear tonight once those clouds go away. Mid to low 60s, maybe a shot at some upper 50s again. If you've been in the upper 50s the last couple of nights, I think we'll be in that same ballpark tonight. As we get into tomorrow, your Thursday, upper 80s here in the Golden Triangle area, mid to upper 80s across northeastern Mississippi, and upper 80s to mid 80s across West Alabama. Winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mid 80s to the low 90s across Mississippi and Alabama. Better opportunities for a few isolated showers just off to our east again tomorrow. On Thursday, the area of low pressure continues to pull away, and we will be in this relatively dry period here for the end of the work week into the weekend. A frontal boundary will approach by late Sunday, more so into early next week. That's going to wash out, but we will have more moisture for that thing to work with, and that will give us a better chance for some storms by Monday and Tuesday. Can't rule out a few spotty storms Sunday, but a better chance early next week. But notice those temperatures on the way up during the day and at night. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
Here's sports with Tom Ebel.
You'll have to wait a decade, but the Mike Leach Bowl is coming to Starkville. Mississippi State and Washington State have agreed to a home-and-home series for August 2030 in Starkville and August 2031 in Pullman, Washington. Leach spent the past 8 seasons as the head coach of Washington State, before taking the Mississippi State job. Kermit Davis and Ole Miss have taken advantage of the transfer portal the past 2 seasons, adding Demencio Vaughn and Romello White this offseason, along with the additions of Jarkel Joyner, Sean Robinson, Matt Morrell, and Robert Allen, who will be available this upcoming season. But the transfer portal giveth and it taketh away. Rising junior combo guard Blake Hinson has entered the transfer portal. AL.com's Matt Zenitz was the first to report. Hinson averaged 10 points per game this past season, shooting 40% from the field and 31% from 3. Hinson joins guard Bryce Williams as players that are transferring from Ole Miss. Caledonia football duo Hayden Barker and Brandon Edmondson will continue to be teammates at the JUCO level. The two signing with the Southwest Community College football program. Edmondson racked up more than 1,000 yards of total offense and 9 touchdowns as quarterback for the Feds. Barker recorded 33 tackles and 2 fumble recoveries as a defensive tackle in 2019. Blue Mountain women's soccer secures its first ever signing. Former ICC and Saltillo goalkeeper Haley McGill signing with the Lady Toppers. McGill had 43 saves in 9 starts for ICC as a sophomore. That's it for sports. We'll be back after the break.
It's looking really nice on this Wednesday evening. So warm in many spots. These clouds we have will be going away this evening. So if you're going out, no major issues. Tomorrow, much like today, a little bit warmer, mid to upper 80s, low to mid 90s though as we get into your weekend. Overnight lows creeping back up too, Scott, and that will give rise to some storms by maybe late Sunday, but more so Monday and Tuesday.
Hey, and the first day of summer on Saturday.
A sizzler.
Hard to believe. Hard to believe. Thanks so much, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you back here tonight at 6 o'clock.